Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Sullivan, and this is the podcast At Home with Gary Sullivan. Today, we're going to talk about cleaning the home. Not only just cleaning the home, but safely cleaning the home, and maybe using something maybe you're not that familiar with. It's refillable cleaners. Joining me right now is Bruce Yacko. He is with Jaws Cleaners. And Bruce, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining me.
Well, thanks, Gary. Always good to talk to you. Thanks.
So
and your listeners.
I mentioned refillable cleaners. Tell me a little bit first about Jaws and why you took the direction of going to, I know why you took a direction of going to safe cleaners. By gosh, we all need that. But why refillable cleaners?
Well, Gary, we've thrown billions and billions of single-use bottles into landfills. We have oceans like the Pacific Ocean patch that is as big as the state of Texas,
right,
filled with plastic bottles miles deep. Wow. When we started talking about this, that was kind of the one that was a known commodity. But since that time, we've filled 7 oceans full of plastic bottles. And as we started into this whole process, we said, in the commercial side, we have sold 160 million plus cartridges to people, companies that are professional cleaning organizations that are cleaning a lot of the same surfaces that are in the home these days because they've all updated in their hotels, motels, and restaurants and things like that. Mm-hmm. And they'll reuse that bottle. It's a heavier duty bottle. It's designed for long-term use. It's a heavier duty sprayer. It's a commercial grade, professional grade sprayer that goes on them, so they go over and over again. But they paid for that bottle. They paid for that sprayer. Why throw it away or recycle it after one use? Reuse it.
Right.
And so we've provided them with a cartridge, which is about the size of a roll of nickels. That is a super concentrated product that we've formulated a little differently for the home use, consumer use. But at the end of the day, you get exact dilution every time because you fill up your bottle to a water line with water, which they have anywhere in the world, basically. And they insert the cartridge, and when they tighten down on the sprayer, which is a child-resistant cartridge for nurseries and schools and places like that use them, that at the end of the day, when you tighten down on that sprayer cap, it releases the concentrate into the water within milliseconds. It's not like those tablets that you see out there that were 40 years ago that weren't successful then, that take too much time to break down, sometimes don't always break down, and when they don't, they clog your sprayer, and you basically rendered your reusable situation useless. Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of what we did there, and we said, why aren't we doing this for the consumer? Why does the consumer, need to do it any differently? And
Sure.
And so designing products that were safe for the use in the home and the kids and the pets and the other stuff is something we created to make sure that when it's used in the home, it's not going to damage any of the surfaces in the home, not going to hurt the people in the house, it's not going to fume, they're not going to leave residues on the surfaces that, are unsightly. And at the end of the day, why not? Why are we paid for that bottle as a consumer, just like that commercial guy did.
Sure.
And it's probably the most expensive part of the package, that and the labor to put it all together.
Right.
So why are we throwing it away after one use and doing that to our oceans? Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's a bottle, that's going to last, Gary, for 1,000 years if you take care of it.
Right.
In a landfill, it'll last 1,000 years, certainly in your cabinet, if you just take care of it. Sure. And so we made it elegant, we made it pretty, we made it a lot prettier than a commercial guy would want.
Right.
So that you're kind of proud to have it in your home, and it's pretty enough to leave out. And they work beautifully in the home. So, anyway.
Really interesting thing on this, Bruce, and you know this more than anybody, I mean, you've perfected the system. You mentioned 40 years ago in tablets, and being in this business my whole life, refillable cleaners, they tried many things, from pouring it from big jugs into a sprayer, dissolvable tablets, dissolvable pouches. And, quite honestly, when you came up with that cartridge, and you're right, about the size of a roll of nickels, so easy, so clean, minimal storage, fill that bottle with water, put in that cartridge, and man, you're going. So you've perfected it. So what is the growth of refillable cleaners now that you kind of got everybody's attention.
Well, it continues to grow. We certainly do on our end, and appreciate your listeners, the way they've supported this and the way they have, and the comments we continue to get in terms of how great these products are compared to those RTU products that you see on shelves everywhere. But, at the end of the day, refillables, when the tablets didn't work very well. So if you're using a tablet now and you're unhappy with the way it is, come to Jaws, please, because you're going to love it.
Right.
And trying to take a bottle that's twice as big as the bottle you have, which is RTU, which even makes the problem bigger, and trying to pour it into that little opening in the bottle, which half the bottle becomes foam at the end.
Right. Been there.
It just doesn't work. And so,
right.
The beauty of it is that you fill it up first with water, and then you put the super concentrate into that bottle. And so it just works better. It just performs better. You're not touching a tablet that has, highly concentrated chemical on it that,
right.
Maybe not designed in the way we've designed them to be safer for the areas in the home. And the products are very miscible in water, which means they're immediate. You shake it twice and you go to work. You don't have to wait for anything. And so, at the end of the day, it's a much better execution. It's in a child-resistant package. Based on the way we're offering them, Gary, I could put 1 million of them on a container and ship them to Pluto for nothing, versus the 16,000 quarts of the RTU product that I would typically put on that in that container. It's 30 truckloads to one. 29 truckloads aren't on the road today.
That's a lot of bottles.
Cartridges. Think about the pollution. Think about the bottles. Think about, it's 658 pallets of RTU is 28 pallets of cartridges. It just, to be in this time frame, to be able to talk into a phone and wherever you are in the world and connect with anybody else in the world and continue to be using RTU cleaners. Yeah. Gary, if I filled up that bottle halfway with oil, that's what it took to make the bottle, to ship the bottle, to get it to the store, to get it into your cabinet. Wow. And we threw it away after one time, and then we say, let's go ahead and recycle. Let's recycle it after one use. Do you know how much more energy and how much more oil and everything else that it took to get that?
Sure.
And then that had to get back to a bottle manufacturer, and then that had to get back to the store. The process is just, once you think in terms of how much it affects our world from a pollution vantage point, from just wasting the natural resources that we don't have ample amounts of anyway, and then the energy that it took to go through all that process, it doesn't need to be. And the beauty of it, Gary, I'll put these products up against anything out there in the world,
right?
Anything on that shelf, and when you look at that RTU product on the shelf, Gary,
right,
it's 97% water,
right?
We ship in water. Our whole mantra has been since the beginning: stop shipping water. It's the right thing to do. Reuse, refill, and reload. And so those are really foundational things. And then we wanted to make sure that the products would perform to a very high degree, and would work on all these newer modern. When I bought my first house, our kitchen probably was worth 13 cents. It was a Formica table, a countertop, and whatever.
Right. Yep.
Today's kitchens are 50, 60,000. Why are we using cleaners on those shelves that were designed 50 years ago when I still had Formica?
That was
versus the ones we have now.
My point. I love your products because they're safe. They're pre-measured. There's no measuring. There's no pouring. There's no spilling. They're child resistant. But they're new technology. Like you say, those ready-to-use products, I don't know for sure, but some of those products had to be on the market 60 years ago, maybe 70 years ago.
Yep. And the surfaces and the people and our thoughts. We think differently today than we did. Having bleach blow up at you, spraying a bathroom cleaner into a shower and choking on it. Right. That's just telling you it's not good for your body. It's not good for your health.
Plus,
and so having products that don't fume, that smell good, that work well, that don't hurt the surface, and are very modern day in terms of design, is a much smarter way to go clean anyway.
Sure. And another thing, Bruce, is our homes are so much tighter. That bleach, that smell, those VOCs in a lot of cleaners, they can't escape the house like they could when we were a kid. They're held into the house. So safe cleaners, modern cleaners, your cleaners at Jaws, really, really important. So you got a wide range of products, too. We're just not talking a glass cleaner, which, by the way, is still my favorite glass cleaner. It's awesome. You can use it on a TV screen.
Right? Because it has no alcohol, ammonia, or butyl in there that stink, number one, and number two will affect the screen. Right. So whether it be that or your computer screen or your iPads and iPhones that didn't exist 40 years ago, you didn't have to worry about cleaning them.
Right.
That won't leave streaks. Good Housekeeping said of the 17 they tested, it was the only glass cleaner that didn't streak. But then you can use it on all these new modern surfaces and clean those areas so you can see your TV screen better, you can see your iPad better, and do it on a regular basis. And you're not paying $18 for a thimble's worth of something that the computer companies will sell you to clean those screens.
Right.
And then you have the UV coatings on your glass, certainly out west and down south, and on your windows, car windows, and not having any ammonia or butyl in there to attack the adhesives on those materials to ruin them.
Right.
So it's a modern day glass cleaner for the modern day home and the modern day uses in the home or business and office, because we sell a lot for commercial use too.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, having those kind of formulas, selling a kitchen degreaser, Gary, that leaves residues on your stainless steel refrigerators and your ovens and your microwaves, cleaning your grills, that you can't use on marble or granite because you're going to destroy the luster and the life of the stone.
Sure.
To us, made no sense. And so creating formulas, modern-day formulas for the modern-day home, for the modern-day surfaces in the home, really made a whole lot of sense. And the Wall Street Journal tested them on grills. They said it was the best grill cleaner they'd use. Cooking Club of America said on cooking paste and things like that and baking areas it was the best product they had used. And so it's not just Bruce saying it. And when Gary says it, it means a lot because Gary tests everything and he doesn't talk about anything that he doesn't have 100% confidence in.
That's very true.
But at the end of the day, there's these third party. And so we've really worked hard to create formulas that are going to work, going to perform, we can deliver efficiently, that are going to reuse that bottle, that'll last you centuries if you choose it to. That's going to do great work in your home and office and business, and do it efficiently and move it. Gary, if you're a retailer, and right now we're selling it all online, but somewhere along the way we'll probably move to retailers. They could put $1,000 of value in a place that they now have $50 worth of value in, and they're not moving 658 pallets of stuff to do it either. They're moving 28.
Yep.
So,
I think your products
so many different ways.
Even go further. One of my newer favorite ones, and it's taken me almost 2 years to convince my wife on this one. We've all been using disinfectants like crazy over the last 4 or 5 years. I'm going to let you talk about your disinfectant, but one of the things that made me want to convert is we were buying these tubes of disinfectant cloths, which is a curse to the plumbing system in probably 80% of the homes. People flush them down the toilets, they clog the main drain lines, and your disinfectant, again, is a ready-to-use spray bottle, just what we've been talking about. When it's out, fill it with water, drop the cartridge in, go again. Use the microfiber cloths that you supply. And your disinfectant is, it's top grade, correct?
Yeah, thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. Again, I appreciate all your comments because it really means something to your audience and to me. But at the end of the day, it's a neutral disinfectant. If it was just sold as a cleaner, Gary, it does a tremendous job in cleaning. So when we're disinfecting surfaces, we're trying to clean them too, right? Mm-hmm. And so having the ability to clean that surface, remove any kind of animal or vegetable or grease, type thing on that surface and do it beautifully, and also disinfect. The disinfectants don't work. If you don't have a really good surfactant or cleaning system within there to expose the bacteria, which are down, they're not up on top of the surface saying, hey, come get me, come get me.
Right,
they're down in that food surface and they're embedded in it. And so being able to liquefy and remove that organic surface on this on that tabletop or whatever it happens to be, and then allow the biocides in that disinfectant to destroy the bacteria in the process. And it's a hospital-grade disinfectant, Gary, they're buying. I mean, it's a product that's sold in medical facilities all over the world.
Wow.
That
Top
the
shelf.
U.S.
Top
military
grade.
and other people will use. And they use it in subs, Gary, because it doesn't fume. It doesn't attack. It's a neutral pH, so it doesn't attack. You're talking about multi-billion-dollar pieces of equipment. That do you want to keep your 500, 600 people that are under the water for 6 months at a time healthy?
Right.
It destroys all kinds. I'd have to have a bottle 50 feet tall to show all the testing we've done with the different organisms, that we've tested against, whether it be a virus, a bacteria, a fungus. And it's used in medical facilities all over the world to disinfect and keep patients healthy and all that kind of stuff. But you have the same thing in your home now. You have access to it, and it's all available in that little cartridge. Well, so during the pandemic, when everybody was fighting to find, we sold 100 million cartridges. We had 100 million cartridges we could offer to the world. And I can't tell you how many great comments we got from people. Finding a bottle or a spray at that time was almost impossible.
You're right.
But reusing that bottle, Gary, and putting the cartridge in, within days we were shipping cartridges to people who were just in a panic. Just the comments we got, I can't, back when it was bombs and Jeeps in World War II, this last time through, it was disinfectants to be able to keep the offices and the businesses and the people safe in their homes. And so, we were able within days to get product to people that couldn't find them. And rather than throwing that bottle away, they didn't do it then. They hung on to that bottle and they used another cartridge and made their next bottle of disinfectant. So, but it's a neutral product. It doesn't fume. It doesn't leave residues. It's great on floors to surfaces. So it's really got range in terms of use in the home.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
and
anyway,
you got cleaners for everything. Like we said, we got the glass, got the kitchen degrease, you got disinfectant cleaners, floor cleaners, granite cleaners, bath cleaners. Do you have any kits?
Well, we do. So we have several different kits that you'll find on our jawscleans.com website. So people can buy it in many different ways. You can buy an individual bottle with a couple cartridges if you just want to buy a particular product. And they're all awesome products. They're all modern day. They're all fabulous products, folks. But at the end of the day, you can buy a single bottle with those. You could buy a 4-pack. You can buy a ultimate kit, which is 6 different products, and it has wipes and whatevers. We have kits that we run specials each year with a caddy. So you can put all those products in one place. Yep. They have little holders for the cartridges, and you can put your microfiber towels that come in there, and again, they're wonderful microfiber that you can wash and reuse and reuse and reuse. But at the end of the day, there's several different ways that you can find them online at jawscleans.com. And again, there's not a product in that range that we haven't done thorough, extensive testing. We've given it safer choice. It's an EPA program. What they do is they will test your formula. They will look at it. They not only, Gary, look at the materials that you have listed on, but it's the raw materials that go into making those materials. So they don't just look at what's on the bottle. They look at the stuff that made what's on the label in the bottle. And you have to go through. It has to meet all their science requirements in terms of safety. And then at the end of the day, after you do all that work, and it's expensive, and it takes time and all that other stuff to get it to the place where, then it has to perform as well as anything in the marketplace. Yeah. Because they will not let you use that Safer Choice certification unless it meets the chemical requirements and it meets the performance requirement of each of your formulas. And so it's a third-party way of looking at it beyond Bruce and beyond our organization, that says in a third-party sense that it performs to a very high degree and are safer products to be used in the home and businesses. Sure.
It's Jaws, Jaws, cleans.com. Available anywhere else at this point, Bruce?
Not yet. It's all available online.
Okay. I guess Amazon has it, right?
Yes, excuse me. Amazon, you can either go to the jawscleans.com or Amazon, absolutely. Okay. Walmart.com. and also HomeDepot.com.
Well, thanks for educating us. I've used the phrase "I'm all about easy," and your products at Jaws, it is all about easy. It makes sense. So, for folks that are going to do a good, thorough cleaning of their home this year, all the time, you got to think about how tight our homes are. I talk a lot about, indoor air pollution 5 times more polluted than outdoor air pollution. It's because of many things, off-gassing of products, using the wrong type of cleaners, and the Jaws cleans just make sense. So as Bruce says, refill, reuse, repurpose, and recycle. Bruce, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. And folks, to remember, it's springtime, so we're doing a lot of outside cleaning too. And these formulas like the all-purpose cleaner are great for outdoor use. So indoor, outdoor, it's all good. They work well on all of it.
Very good. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate you. I appreciate the products too. I really do. They're great.
Gary, well, thank you very much. Appreciate you as well.